Give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, so I'm going to go in on Ezekiel 12 today. All right, let's just go in on it. Verse 1. The word of Yahweh also came unto me, saying, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house. All right, so this is what the Lord does to prophets, to men of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. He puts a spirit on us to believe the Bible, right? So when we read the Bible and we read this, like this verse right here, is very self-explanatory. He's telling the prophet Ezekiel, which he's also telling us because we're reading his word, right? This is the Bible's like a letter that Yahweh through the Spirit wrote unto his men, who is his prophets, and his current prophets and his prophets of ancient. You see? So we have the same spirit. Yahweh's telling us, hey, it's a rebellious house. They have eyes to see and they don't see. They have ears to hear and they don't hear. They're rebellious, right? So, we're telling them, about the pagan holidays, pagan worship, and this is the spirit, because my thoughts wasn't going in on Christmas, but just by reading that right there, it puts a spirit on me to go in on the Christmas, because today's the 24th, which we're a day away from their Christmas, right? Which the word Christmas, it means the word Christmas, the etymology, it breaks down to death to the anointed. Who's the anointed? Yahweh Shai. You're celebrating what you think is the birth of the Messiah, but in reality, you're celebrating the death of the Messiah, the anointed, the chosen, right? Was that word Christ? It means anointed. Who was anointed of Israel? Yahweh Shai. Mass goes into massacre, all right? So when you go Christ, Mass, Christmas, literally the word means death to the anointed, all right? But anyway, this is a rebellious house. They have eyes to see and they don't see. They have ears to hear, but they don't hear. Because I've read this verse to, what you would call Christians, so-called Christians, right here in Jeremiah 10 and 2. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with his axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So the scripture is telling you that learning the way of the heathen is taking a tree out of the forest and decking it with silver and gold. All right? So what is that custom? That's your Christmas custom. You go into the Christmas tree, it actually, the origin of the Christmas tree goes back to Nimrod, all right, which it represents his dick, his rod, okay? So you're literally honoring Nimrod's rod when you put a Christmas tree up in your home. But like I say, I didn't really want to go in on the Christmas thing. That's just the spirit, because I'm reading Ezekiel chapter 12. So you see, they have eyes to see. Like, I literally will show them a verse like this, and this could be family members or whatnot, people who you might hope are of the elect. You read them the verse, and then their spirit bears witness that they're a two-third or a heathen, right? Because why? They don't want to leave that tradition, even if you read that it's a heathen tradition and that they should dismiss it. But they're stubborn, rebellious, right? That's just like we're reading right here, a rebellious house. So verse 3, Therefore, thou son of man, prepare thee stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight, and thou shalt remove from thy place to another place in their sight, it may be they will consider, though they be a rebellious house. All right? So he's telling Ezekiel to remove his stuff by day, so in their sight, so they see. So this is what the prophets are doing. We're doing this in the daylight. We're doing this right now, right? We're coming out of the customs of the heathen. We're coming out of Babylon. So we don't have to partake in her plagues. Let's get that real quick. Because, you keep selling this Christmas bullshit, you're going to be dealing with the plagues of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's going to destroy you, see? This is it right here. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. And iniquity is sin on top of sin on top of sin. Because, you might show this verse, Jeremiah 10, about the Christmas tradition and Christmas tree. You might show them, 3 years ago, but yet they're still sinning. They did Christmas the next year after you showed them, the following year after that. And then now, 3 years ago, you showed them the verse, meaning you showed them the word of Yahweh, and they still rebel, you see. So this is why it says, come out of her, my people. We're supposed to come out of those things, okay? Not supposed to be celebrating the Christmas, especially once the prophets or Yahweh sets them up on the scene. When he puts us on the scene, now you're accountable, because now the mouth of Yahweh is telling you, hey, get out of these wicked traditions. It's going to destroy you. But do our people listen to us? No, they don't. The majority of them don't listen to us. Then they actually they'll talk shit about us. You get mad. What was I going to grab? I was going to grab one, but it slipped my mind. I'll just go back to Ezekiel. I was going to read the whole chapter, but I'm limited on time, and I have camp today, so I have other things I got to get done before I get to camp. So, through the Spirit, Ezekiel 12 and verse 3, it says, Therefore, thou son of man, prepare these stuff for removing. So, when I'm reading this, when it says, and remove by day in their sight, meaning we're changing, we're coming out of the heathen ways right in front of them. They see it, right? They see us. If you have family members, they say, oh man, he doesn't eat pork no more. And, call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Well, that's one law that I've taught my family who are not in this truth. They've stopped eating pork, according to my knowledge, But, they're still rebellious, though, because, they still keep the traditions of the heathen. They're still, like, they didn't set up a Christmas tree, but there was wrapping presents and stuff. So it's like, you can't go halfway, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is, you can't be lukewarm in this truth, right? You gotta be, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it. If you're gonna keep hanging on to the heathen ways, then you're gonna hang on to the heathen ways, and you want to do some things righteous and some things in wickedness. Well, you can't be that's out of order, and it's lukewarm. You can't be lukewarm. Let's read that. Revelation 3:16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, meaning, okay, you may not have the tree in the house, you might tell people, oh, I'm not celebrating Christmas, but then you still go around and you're still wrapping presents. You see? That's lukewarm. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. All right? So you got to be on fire for this truth. Yahweh would rather you be cold. He'd rather be like, okay, just do Christmas. You want to do Christmas? You want to follow the ways of the heathen? Go ahead, just do you, right? He'd rather you be cold or hot rather than lukewarm. Lukewarm means you got 1 foot in the Christmas tradition and you got 1 foot in the Hebrew Israelites. truth. See that? And I don't know, whoever needs to hear this lesson, this one's for you. Whoever needs to hear this one. Ezekiel 12 and where am I at? But see, it says, do it in their sight. So they're seeing the men of the Yahweh B'Shem Yeshai come out of her, my people. They're seeing us make changes right before their sight. And it says, that's why it says, it may be they will consider. So if they see us doing it, they'll be like, well, maybe I should start doing it. You see? Maybe I should stop being a rebel. You see? And that's what it says. It may be they will consider, though they be a rebellion. That, hey, Yahweh's like, I'm going to remind you, though, they're rebellious. So they might consider it, though, if they see you, removing your foot out of the heathen ways, Verse 4. Then shalt thou bring forth thy stuff by day in their sight as for stuff removing, and thou shalt go forth even in their sight as they that go forth into captivity. So this is in the time of Ezekiel. This is before. Well, we were in captivity. Ezekiel was in captivity, but there were more captivities for us to go into, right? So not only are we going to get destroyed if we don't come out of the sins, out of the heathen customs, but also remain in captivity, or you go forth into captivity. And our people are so destroyed, they don't really believe they're in captivity right now. See, they think they're free because they can get in their car and drive to Walmart, They think they're free because they can, leave their house and go walk to the park. But even in this wicked place, these Roman soldiers, they'll harass you when they see you in the public, man. If they have a spirit of that they don't like you, which most of them, they're a lot of them are in that spirit, and they'll harass you, man, because you're still in slavery. Verse 5. Dig through the wall in their sight and carry out thereby. In their sight shalt thou bear it upon thy shoulders and carry it forth in the twilight. Thou shalt cover thy face, that thou see not the ground, for I have set thee for a sign unto the house of Israel. So Yahweh sets up his prophets as a sign of things to come, right? Because you got to remember, if you go a couple generations back, aside from the elders of our, of Great Millstone and the Hebrew Israelite men who were, in that school, One West, aside from them, there were no prophets really. But now there's a lot of prophets because of the internet. We've all been learning from the elders on the internet. And now we're set up as a sign of something to come, right? We all have the same spirit. We're all on one accord, and we're out there prophesying against many countries and nations, right? Prophesying World War III, prophesying the wicked being destroyed, prophesying the heathen being destroyed, prophesying the 2/3 being destroyed, prophesying Esau, Edom, to come down upon these people with great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time, right? Like it tells you in Revelation 12 and 12. So let me keep reading. It says, but see, we're here for a sign. So these people, it's like mercy. Yahweh's like, okay, this is my sign of mercy. I'm going to put men in their right mindset, and I'm going to give them as an example, so you're either going to believe them or you're not going to believe them. You see? And it says, in the twilight thou shalt cover thy face. And then what's twilight? That's in the morning. So, before the sun comes up. So when the twilight meaning come, we're understanding this truth early. We're getting this truth early. We're being quickened early. Right? The prophets, we got a quick spirit. That's what the Bible refers to us as, a quick spirit, meaning we come into this truth, we come into this understanding before everyone else, early in the twilight. You see that? Let me get that. Quicken my spirit. Let's see. John. We'll go to John for this one. Because he puts his spirit on his prophets before everyone else. So it's in the twilight, meaning in the morning, early, right away. We wake up thinking about this truth, John 6:63, it says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who would betray him." See, Yahushua had the spiritual power. He knew who was going to believe him and who he knew who he wasn't. So we're going to get on that on a higher level like Yahushua. But right now, we just got to do the work and let the Spirit do the work, right? Because when you read the Spirit, read the Bible out loud, and teach people, you know right away what spirit they're in. Either they're going to agree with it or they're going to disagree with it. But it says, "It is the Spirit that quickeneth." See, that's the Spirit is the Holy Scriptures. And it quickens our spirits, right? That's why it says, "I am in you," because it's in our spirit. It just has to be drawn out. This truth has to be drawn out of us. And the way we draw it out of us is by being diligent, being studying, going to camp, doing, that it's going to come right out of us. This is what's happening right now. It's being refreshed. We're remembering it. Because we once knew it. The scripture tells us we once knew this truth, right? Now we're coming back into remembrance, right? We there was a time we knew that was a custom heathen thing to do, Christmas. But then, through our punishments and captivities, we had to grow up among the heathen and being brought up in the heathen ways until the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai put a spirit of understanding on us, right? Let's go to verse 7. It says, "And I did so as I was commanded." So, hey, Ezekiel was a prophet, so he did as Yahweh commanded. The rest of the men who are prophets, you're going to do as he's commanded. He said, "Come out of her, my people." He said, "Don't learn the way of the heathen." See? So that's why we already came out of that even before our family members, even before, the people around us. You got a portion of our people that's going to believe the truth, the 1/3, and you're going to have a portion of our people who will discount and discredit this truth, the 2/3. They won't believe it. That's prophecy, all right? That's why we don't get hurt or sad or mad when people don't understand or agree or receive this truth, because we know the prophecy that not everybody is going to get it. See, Ezekiel 12:7 says, "I brought forth my stuff by day," meaning he's doing what he's supposed to do. "I brought forth my stuff by day as stuff for captivity, and in the even I digged through the wall with mine hand, and brought it forth in the twilight, and I bare it upon my shoulder in their sight." See? Digging through the wall with mine hand, and I apologize, I don't have the understanding on that verse. Lest the Lord brings me understanding on that, But it could be, let's read it again. "I dig through the wall with mine hand, brought it forth in the twilight, and I bear it and upon my shoulder in their sight." So it could be just the yoke of this truth, right? We're digging into the earth, which the earth is dust, which means confusion. So when you're digging into the confusion, you're sorting it out. Something like that spiritually could mean. But if a brother has a understanding on that, full understanding, you be my guest. Leave it in the comment. Verse 8. "And in the morning came the word of Yahweh unto me, saying, Son of man, hath not the house of Israel, the rebellious house, said unto thee, What doest thou?" See? So they're going to, when we start to make these changes, when we start to repent, they're going to be like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're different," right? Remember, holy means separate. So when you follow the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you're separating yourself from the heathen. You're separating yourself from the wicked, because you're becoming holy. See? And then it says, "Son of man, Hath not the house of Israel, the rebellious house, said unto thee, what doest thou? So that's what they say. What got into you? See? And it's this truth, right? We learn this truth. Verse 11. Say thou unto them, thus saith Yahweh the Most High, this burden concerneth the prince of Jerusalem and all of the house of Israel that are among them. He said, this is concerning everybody. Everybody's supposed to be a part of this truth. All right, not just the prophets, but the prophecy tells us that only 1/3 is gonna hearken and take heed to this truth, to this knowledge. Verse 11, say, I am your sign, like as I have done, so it shall be done unto them. They shall remove and go into captivity, right? So now it's the punishment. He tells Ezekiel, say to them, well, that you're a sign. So that's what we're telling you. That's what I'm telling you right now. The prophets, I'm a sign. We're a sign. All these men of Israel prophesying in the truth on one accord, right? And it's an astonishment to them because it's an ancient doctrine, but it's a new doctrine to our people because they've been taught lies. So this is a new doctrine, and they're astonished. And then when they see us, like, hey, we're a sign. This is a sign. This is a sign. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is coming soon because he's got his prophets on the scene. See? He put a spirit on men to do what I'm doing right now, to do this lesson, to teach, to read, to teach, to understand. Right? Does he not say in is it Jeremiah? Why am I always know this verse. Jeremiah 3:15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. See? So he's giving you a pastor, he's giving you his prophets as a sign to feed you with knowledge and understanding. Whether you receive it is another thing. But our job is easy, brothers. We just got to read it, learn it, let it soak in, let that spirit, wax strong in us. And then the Bible will do the separating, see? All we got to do is read the words. Ezekiel 12:14, it says, or actually, no, you know what? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll keep going. I'm going to keep going. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to close out on that. I'll do the rest of this chapter, Lord willing, later today. Because like I say, I got to get some stuff done before camp today, so I don't want to be late to camp. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this lesson. But you get the point, man. The prophets are on the scene. The Lord quickened our spirit, put the spirit of knowledge and understanding on it to say, hey, to be able to teach our people and say, hey, this is where you're going off. This is where you're messing up. This is where you're going wrong, right? You're not supposed to celebrate no damn Christmas, right? And you remember, you don't want to be lukewarm, meaning, this year we didn't set up a tree, but we're still going to wrap presents in the living room. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai said he's going to cut those people off who are lukewarm, all right? And including the prophets. If you're a prophet and you're lukewarm, that's even worse, man. So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor goes to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam, all the brothers who are pushing this truth out there in sincerity, all right, throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to all you brothers. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And until the next video, shalom.